Hi everybody, it's Seth, your Mild Mannered Mage, coming at you with another episode of Breaking Boxes. Today, we will be looking at not one, but two pre-release kits from the Magic the Gathering Universes Beyond the Lord of the Rings. This is a fantastic set. There are a lot of fabulous new cards being printed for this Universes Beyond set, and by far probably one of the best fantasy series ever written, and probably the best fantasy series ever filmed into movies. I am extremely excited about breaking open these pre-release kits, seeing what sort of cards we get, and what sort of shenanigans we'll be able to incorporate either into my current decks or into new commander decks. I'm actually going to be playing in a tournament this coming Saturday, which is tomorrow actually, and we're going to be doing a Lord of the Rings build, kind of a combination commander using any legendary creature from this set, and then the rest of the deck is going to be commons or uncommons, so it's kind of an interesting twist on Pauper. So we're going to be breaking into these two boxes and seeing what sort of good stuff we get. So after the break, we're going to be breaking into box number one. All right, here we are with pre-release kit number one. We went with the one on the right for this first opening. So let me get into this box here. Oh, what's this? It's a dangerous business, Frodo, going out your door. You step into the road, and if you don't keep your feet, there's no knowing where you might be swept off to. I think that is that Bilbo, or is that Gandalf? Maybe Gandalf? I don't know. It doesn't say Mr. Frodo, so it makes me think it might be Gandalf or Bilbo. My Lord of the Rings fans, who said that? Was it Frodo or was it Gandalf? All right, Lord of the Rings, Tales of Middle-earth. Lots of fantastic artwork in this set as well. So we will pull out, there is our pre-release card, and here are our packs for this. And then we have, after I drop it out, here is the die. Oh, I like the numbering on this. It's a little more stylized. You can really see it on this 17. I really like that. Oh, and then it's got a nice symbol here. So yeah, I like the numbering on this. I saw one earlier where it was actually kind of an opaque green die. So hopefully I'll be able to find one of those. I thought that was really nice. All right, well, let's get into this first pack. All right, just kind of blow through these commons. I am going to be keeping an eye out for the Nazgul. A buddy of mine is building a Nazgul deck, and he wants all 9 artworks. All right, here we go into our uncommons. We have Ring Sight, Demir 1, the ring tempts you. Search your library for a card that shares a color with a legendary creature you control. Reveal it, put it into your hand, then shuffle. Golem's Bite, single black. Target creature gets -2/-2 until end of turn. Pay black and 3. Exile it from your graveyard. The ring tempts you. And then we have our first Avatar Wizard, Saruman the White. Blue and 4, Ward 2, Avatar Wizard. Whenever you cast your second spell each turn, amass Orcs 2. There's a lot of good Saruman cards. I'm hoping to pull some of the rare or mythic rare ones and be able to build a commander deck out of that. And then here is our first rare, and this one is getting a lot of talk on the forum, on one of the commander forums that I'm on Facebook. Delighted Halfling, single green, tap it to add a colorless, or tap it to add 1 mana of any color to spend it on a legendary spell, and that spell cannot be countered. It's a 1/2, you know, a little sturdier than your regular mana dork, and then being able to make your commander not be countered or any other important legendary pieces. This is also legendary spells, so it's not creatures. It could be legendary enchantments, legendary artifacts, legendary instant, legendary sorcery. So lots of good usage out of the Delighted Halfling. And then Coraline is very interested in what I am doing right now, so she has entered the foray. And then here is one of our first looks at some the map lands. I was kind of hoping that they would be able to make a bigger picture, but it doesn't look like it. Yep, there's Coraline, loving up on some magic cards. So yeah, so no maps that will make a bigger picture. And then we've got our treasure token, which I really like the art on this treasure token. I think that's really nice. All right, let's get into our next pack. All right, again, just going to kind of blow through these commons. Again, keeping an eye out for the Nazgul. And then we've got our uncommons, Rangers, Firebrand, deals 2 damage to any target, ring tempts you. Let's see, this is with Coraline right in my line of sight. Butterbur. All right, Coraline, that's enough. Bree Innkeeper. At the beginning of your end step, if you don't control a food, make a food. And then we've got one of our fellowship here, Legolas, Counter of Kills, Legendary Archer, Elf Archer, Reach. If you would scry, if Legolas is tapped, you may untap it. Do this once each turn. When a creature an opponent controls dies, put a 1/1 counter on it. So if you could attack with it or tap it in some ways and then scry to untap it so that, you know, you've got a blocker. So it could give you a constant blocker. And then our rare for this one is Rivendell. Enters the battlefield tapped unless you control a legendary creature. Tap it to add a blue. Pay 1 and a blue to tap it to scry to activate if you control a legendary creature. So here you go. This would be these two would pair well together. So you pay the 2 to scry to, and then you can untap Legolas. Then we've got another map land, which these are beautiful. I'm going to be making a Lord of the Rings deck this weekend, and I want to try to get enough of these lands to utilize them. And then we've got the ring card. It is perforated here, so you can use this to kind of go through each of the steps, just uncovering what you need. I'm probably just going to use a die. As the ring tempts you, you get an emblem named the ring. If you don't have one, then your emblem gains its next ability, and you choose a creature you control to become or remain your ring bearer. All right. Let's check out the next one. Again, just kind of going through these. Not the orcish medicine. I don't think that's too good. So we've got Stew the Conies. Tap target creature. Target creature you control deals damage equal to its power to target creature. You don't create a food token. Goblin Fire Leaper it gets +1/+0 until end of turn for a red and 1. When it dies, it deals damage equal to its power to target creature and opponent controls. And then Mr. Frodo Baggins, when he or another legendary creature enters the battlefield under your control, the ring tempts you. As long as Frodo is your ring bearer, it must be blocked if able. And then here we have Gimli, Mournful Avenger. You can see they're in the Mines of Moria at Balin's tomb. Gimli has indestructible as long as 2 or more creatures died under your control this turn. When another creature you control dies, put a 1/1 counter on Gimli. When this ability resolves for the 3rd time this turn, Gimli fights up to 1 target creature you don't control. And then, this is a 2 rare pack. And we've got a foil Goldberry River Daughter. This is Tom Bombadil's wife. And, I think she's a fantastic card. A blue and 1 for a nymph. Tap her to move a counter of each kind not on Goldberry River Daughter from another target permanent you control onto Goldberry. And then you can pay a blue to tap her. Move 1 or more counters from Goldberry onto another target permanent you control. If you do, draw a card. Fear nothing, for tonight you are under the roof of Tom Bombadil. That's nice. I like that. Then just a regular plains, and then here is a food token. All right, 3 more packs left in this pre-release kit. Coraline has come back to help some more and to get in the way because she's cute, and that's what cute cats do, right? All right, moving through our commons again. Yeah. Alright, Coraline. That's enough. Alright. Ugluk, the White Hand, legendary orc soldier. When another creature you control dies, put a 1/1 counter on him. If that creature was a goblin or orc, put 2 counters on. So that's pretty nice. Do kind of a Aristocrat style deck. Int Drop Basin, X and tap it. Put a 1/1 counter on target creature with power X. Activate only as a sorcery. And then we have Shadowfax, Lord of Horses. Horses you control have haste. When Shadowfax, Lord of Horses attacks, you may put a creature card with lesser power from your hand onto the battlefield, tapped and attacking. That's kind of nice. And then we have Sauron the Necromancer, and that he is our rare for this pack. When he attacks, exile target creature from... Sorry, she is batting this die around. When Sauron the Necromancer attacks, exile target creature card from your graveyard. Create a tapped and attacking token that's a copy of the card, except it's a 3/3 black wraith with menace. At the beginning of the next end step, exile that token unless Sauron is your ring bearer. That's pretty cool. I like that. I'm trying to decide as we go through and look at these legendary creatures what I actually want to play in the tournament this upcoming weekend. So what commanders are you excited to see and play and build? I mean, there's a lot to choose from in this deck. Or not in this deck, but in this set. Lots of good stuff. All right, Coraline. That's enough. There we go. Yeah, I apologize for her. This is the most that she's really gotten up into the camera to see what's going on. Then we have Voracious Fellbeast. Enters the battlefield, each opponent sacrifices a creature and create a food token for each creature sacked this way. Lots of foods in this set. Rising of the Day, creatures you control have haste. Legendary creatures you control get an extra +1/+0. Rosie Cotton of South Lane, that's Mr. Samwise Gamgee's future wife, I believe. When she enters the battlefield, create a food token. When you create a token, put a 1/1 counter on target creature you control other than Rosie, so she boosts everybody else. And then we've got another copy of Rivendell. And then just a regular Plains. And there we go. All right. So last pack for this box. And then we will take a look at our pre-release card. All right, and then we have Shadow Summoning. Create 2 tapped 1/1 white spirit creature tokens with flying. Gollum, Patient Plotter. When Gollum leaves the battlefield, the ring tempts you. Pay a black, sack a creature, return Gollum from your graveyard to your hand as a sorcery. And then we've got another Goldberry. So already hitting the duplicates. Oh, and then I missed this one, Fiery Inscription. When it enters the battlefield, the ring tempts you. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, it deals 2 damage to each opponent. And then another Ranger's Firebrand. And then another Island and a Tempting Ring. And let's take a look to see what our pre-release card is. And that's Fangorn Tree Shepherd. Tree folk you control have Vigilance. For 3 green and 4, whenever 1 or more tree folk you control attack, add twice that much green. Oh wow, this is a 4/10? That's huge. You don't lose unspent green mana as steps and phases end. That's crazy. You could do some wild things with this, I think, especially with all the green mana. So that's got some great foiling on it. And then there is the Arena Code. I'm going to hold on to this, and we're going to show it off after a while. So that's it for this box. And we will then move into our next box after the break. All right, so we are back from our break, and I was just opening up I wish I had waited to open the Arena Code, because when I went to go open it up, it actually had 2 pre-release cards in it. I'm not sure what's up with that. If that is standard for this box, we'll see what this box looks like. I'll open it on camera just to see. But that was kind of wild. Great foiling on these. I especially like on this Gandalf, Friend of the Shire. You may cast sorcery spells as though they had flash. When the ring tempts you, if you choose a creature other than Gandalf, Friend of the Shire, as your ring bearer, draw a card. So we will put these in here. I'm just going to keep him right there because I really like the foiling on that. All right, let's get into this this other box and see what we got. So there is the box. Got black and purple, so no translucent green. And then we will pull out, there's our pre-release card, maybe cards, I don't know. And then let's get into this. There's another ring, pre-release deck, all right. And then we're going to relocate. She is unhappy, but she's going to go into my lap. It's okay. Hey. And then she climbs out of my lap. But okay, here we go. Coraline. Hey. Crazy cats, I tell you. All right, so here we go. Oh, Coraline. You're not making this easy tonight. Yeah, I know. Shame on me for not paying attention to you. All right. Going through our commons. All right, and then into our uncommons. We've got Eorth of the Healing House. Tap her to tap another target permanent. Tap her to tap untap. Oh, excuse me. Tap her to untap another target permanent. Tap her to untap 2 other target legendary creatures. Okay, that's enough. And then we've got Eowyn, Lady of Rohan. At the beginning of combat on your turn, target creature gains your choice of first strike or vigilance until end of turn. If that creature is equipped, it gains first strike and vigilance until end of turn instead. Equip abilities cost 1 less to activate. So that's pretty good for a Voltron deck. I like that. An equipment Voltron deck. Ring sight we have already seen. And then we have here Lobelia Sackville Baggins, black and 2 for legendary halfling. Flash Menache. When Lobelia Sackville Baggins enters the battlefield, exile target card from an opponent's graveyard that was put there from the battlefield this turn, then create X treasure tokens where X is that exiled card's power. So that's pretty good. So you can flash her out at any time and, you know, get rid of a creature that might be causing trouble in the graveyard from your opponent's graveyard and then get treasure out of that. So I really like that. That's pretty good. And then we've got the War Beast of Gorgoroth. And then just a swamp and another ring. So what it really is Coraline is upset at me because I have not given her her evening food yet. And that's what she's doing, is she's coming in to remind me because her room is right across from my office. So, all right. Going through these common cards. Alright, so we have already seen... Let me kind of clean this up for a minute. Hang on 1 second. Just where Coraline was here and just kind of causing some problems. We've already seen Shadowfax. Then we've got Celeborn the Wise, green and 3 for an elf noble. Whenever you attack with 1 or more elves, scry 1. Whenever you scry, Celeborn the Wise gets +1/+1 until end of turn for each card looked at while scrying this way. So that's pretty good. And then another Eowyn. And then we have There and Back Again. I was looking at this. This is a pretty powerful saga. Chapter 1, up to 1 target creature can't block for as long as you control There and Back Again. The Ring Tempts You. Chapter 2, search your library for a mountain, put it onto the battlefield and shuffle. Chapter 3, create Smog, a legendary 6/6 red dragon creature token with flying and haste, and when this creature dies, create 14 treasure tokens. 14 is a specific number because that's the number of the party in The Hobbit, because you've got Gandalf, Bilbo, and then all of the dwarf. Well, no, excuse me. It's 13 dwarves and Bilbo is the party. Gandalf flits in and out because he's got other business to take care of. So, but I really like this for the dragon creation and then getting the token or the treasure tokens at the end. That's fantastic. Or not at the end, but when Smog dies. So if you had a sack outlet or just using him as a blocker would be great. Alright, let's see what our next one is. Getting through all of this. Commons. Alright. We've already seen this Saruman. That was like one in the first pack we opened. We've seen Golem's Bite. Merodach Brandybuck. Good old Mary. Whenever 1 or more halflings you control attack a player, create a food token. Simple enough. And then our rare, is Radagast the Brown. Actually, this is a mythic rare. When Radagast the Brown or another non-token creature enters the battlefield under your control, look at the top X cards of your library, where X is that creature's mana value. You may reveal a creature that doesn't share a creature type with a creature you control from among those cards and put it into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in random order. So this is a good way to kind of filter through your deck, get some creatures out, get them into your hand. So yeah, this is really good. I really like this. I might put this into Vorinclex. I'm not sure, but I think he would be a fantastic card to play. And then we've got our mountain, and then a tentacle. I like the art on that. That's pretty good. Let's take a look. Yeah, that's the Watcher going into the Mines of Moria. I like that. Good art. All right, 3 more packs left. All right. All right. So we've got Gothmog, the Morgul Lieutenant. When it enters the battlefield, amass 1 orc. Creature tokens you control have Death Touch. So that's pretty nice. Yeah, make your tokens a little bit harder to block. Then we have the Grey Havens. Enters the battlefield, scry 1. Tap it to add a colorless mana, and then tap it to add 1 mana of any color among legendary creature cards in your graveyard. And it doesn't come in tapped, so that's pretty awesome. Then we have Prince Imrahil the Fair. This looks like from the Battle of Plenor Fields for the mural. Whenever you draw your second card each turn, create a 1/1 white human soldier creature token. And then we've got the File of Galadriel. Legendary artifact, 3 mana. If you would draw a card while you have no cards in hand, draw 2 instead. I really like that. If you would gain life while you have 5 or less life, you gain twice that much. Not bad. And then tap it to add 1 mana of any color. That is a solid rare artifact. Gives you good mana usage, any color mana. Gives you some extra draw if you're top decking. And then if you're close to death, gives you some extra life if you gain life. I really like that. And then we have also, this is a foil rare, the Call of the Ring, black and 1. At the beginning of your upkeep, the ring tempts you. Whenever you choose a creature as your ring bearer, you may pay 2 life. If you do, draw a card. The ring is mine. And then that is fantastic ethereal art for this, just to show Frodo in that in-between realm that the ring sends him. So that is great. And then we have a forest and a treasure. All right. 2 more packs. Let's see what other good stuff we got. Get through these uncommons. I'm not seeing any of those Nazguls, so. Alright. And then Eorith of the Healing House we've already seen. We've seen Ringsight. Here's Elrond, Lord of Rivendell. When Elrond, Lord of Rivendell, or another creature enters the battlefield under your control, scry 1. If this is the second time this ability has resolved, the ring tempts you. I'm surprised he's not green, given that he's an elf noble, but, you know, maybe because it's Lord of the Rings, it's a little bit different. And then here is our 3rd Goldberry. So I'm almost to a play set of Goldberry. And I still have a set booster box to open. And that'll be another video. So Swamp and another ring. I must be destined to build a Goldberry deck. That's kind of funny. All right. And then here is the last pack. Looking through these commons. All right, and Coraline is back. All right, the Stone of Eric. If a creature an opponent controls would die, exile it instead. Pay 2 to tap it, to sack it, to exile target player's graveyard, and then you get to draw a card. That's a good way, especially if you got somebody with a lot of recursion in their deck. Let's just go ahead and clear it out, and then you gain a card off of it. Mahur Urkhai Captain, Orc Soldier, Menache. If 1 or more 1/1 counters will be put on an army, goblin, or orc you control, that many +1. So it's a hardened scales on a stick in Rakdos. So that's pretty impressive there. So I think we'll see a lot of good play of that. And then Landraval, Horizon Witness, Bird Noble, flying. I wonder if this is the bird that saved Gandalf. When 2 or more creatures you control attack a player, target attacking creature without flying gains flying until end of turn. I like that. You know, have 2 creatures, and if you need to, if one of them doesn't have flying, you can give it flying. That's great. I think that's a great way to start smacking your opponents. And then the Balrog, Durin's Bane. This spell costs 1 less to cast for each permanent sacked this turn. Haste. when the Balrog Durin's Bane can't be blocked except by legendary creatures. When it dies, destroy target artifact or creature an opponent controls. That's pretty tasty right there. That's a strong Rakdos commander, and it's Avatar Demon. All right, and then our last card, we have a foil Book of Mazarbul, Chapter 1, Amass Orcs 1, Chapter 2, Amass Orcs 2, and then creatures you control get +1/+0 and gain Menache until end of turn. All right, and then we've got a Forest and an Orc army of the White Hand. There we go. All right, so let's take a look then at this. Oh, we've got another Call of the Ring. This one in foil. Very nice. I'm curious if this is going to have another pre-release card in it, or if that was just a fluke. Again, I wish I'd gotten it on camera. So let's see what we got here. And then we've got our code in here as well. We're going to save the code. We'll put it right here. Up 2 cards. So we've got a Call of the Ring. That was the first one we saw. And then a Delighted Halfling. So we've already seen one of those, but this is a alt art, and it looks like it's part of the big, one of those big murals as well. All right, so I appreciate y'all watching this, episode of Breaking Boxes. For your trouble of watching, here is an arena code. I do have another arena code, but I'm going to save that code for the set booster box, so be sure to check that out when that will be releasing here in a couple of days. In the meantime, let me know in the comments, what cards are you excited about for this upcoming set, this Lord of the Rings multiverse, Universes Beyond, not the multiverse, Universes Beyond, Lord of the Rings, Magic the Gathering set. What Universes Beyond would you like to see? I know I'm exceptionally excited for the upcoming Doctor Who sets at the end of this year that I'm going to go broke buying. In the meantime, like I said, give me a like, give us a comment, say hi to Coraline because she is apparently starved for attention. In the meantime, this is Seth, your mild-mannered mage, wishing you all great box openings, pulling all the cards that you're looking for in this set, and we'll see you soon in our next episode of Breaking Boxes. Y'all have a good one, everybody.